Hi, my name is Tim Lighty. Mostly known for Batman things. I would say that a lot, but this is very not me. So a lot of people probably wouldn't realize that I actually built this. This is my like side project, I guess, of a gingerbread display. This all sort of started a couple years ago, and my sister decided that she wanted me to build her something for Christmas. She's like, "Okay, build me 50 million things of gingerbread." I'm like, "No, you get a train. You get one train." And so I made her a train to put around her Christmas tree. And then the following year, before Christmas, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to preemptively start building a castle in case. And she's like, no, I want a ski resort. And I'm like, oh, gosh darn it.
So demanding for her Christmas gifts.
No, exactly. So I preemptively started building this, and now I'm just kind of building. It's gone off the rails, and it doesn't end, and there's no end in sight. And of anything, this build will never be done, but there's always more to add.
It's like your own personal yearly series of Christmas builds, like Lego does, but it's all gingerbread themed.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that to myself. Yeah, it is a very fun sort of styling to build in, and it's something that I definitely don't normally build in. So I can always sort of look forward to a couple months every year where I got to start working on it.
When all that Batman gray gets too depressing for you, you're like, I'm going to do some gingerbread.
It's either one or the other. I'm swinging way on outside the fences. But yeah, this is just a really cool gingerbread collection that continues to this day, I suppose. I got to start working on some new stuff because it's October. But yeah, so it has the main piece is obviously this giant castle. This is semi-modular. You could kind of move it around. I mean, I don't have enough sections to change it up too much, but it is a giant piece. My favorite section is probably this first tower that I built with this really cool-looking chocolate cone roof, which is really fun. And, of course, the giant chocolate tower at the back. You'll notice with my gingerbread stuff, I use a lot of frosting. I kind of go overboard. Most people don't use that much frosting, but it's got to be tasty, and so you gotta put a lot on there.
The frosting is the best part anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely the part that I use the most, and it's also expensive, and so it's annoying to use the most. I just go through thousands of cups of them. But yeah, it's this little tooth piece, but it's that really goopy effect that really fun, really adds to the flavor of the build.
What I love about this is not only is there kind of so much color and it's such kind of a wacky build to begin with, but each of the towers has its own personality and different design as well.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to change it up a bit. We've got like a lollipop sort of side at the back, which was supposed to be raspberry, and then I changed it, I guess, because I didn't like the raspberry. It didn't work. And then we've got sort of this almost kind of cathedral-looking tower at the front with a smashed mint cone at the top. And yeah, it's lots of fun little pieces. And there's two gatehouses, so those are nice. The first one's got some strawberry icing. I don't know what that is. It's some kind of Belleville door. And the other one's more of a traditional gatehouse, which because of course this castle does get attacked or something. I don't know. Presumably it could. But
That one even has like a icing portcullis hanging down there.
yes, just not necessary, but definitely cute, and I think that's what counts.
And the mug of hot chocolate as well.
Yeah, so I love building the mugs. When I built the train, I put a mug to kind of cover up the battery box, and so I wanted to kind of add in another one here. It's a nice little, keep it fresh. This sort of has a it's supposed to have a feeling of something that like your grandma might set up for Christmas, and so it's a bit crazy, a bit over the top, but what do you expect? It's gingerbread. So
Exactly. We can talk a little bit more about the train then and the station you have for it.
yeah, so this was my train that I built for, I don't know what year it was back then, maybe 2018. This was the first train that I built. It's the only train I've built. I don't want to make too many more trains. It turns out there's math involved, which is difficult. But yeah, it's still a really cool little train. The tree at the top spins when it's moving. And I really love the little caboose on there, and so I'm working to get some parts to make a couple more of them because I just think it's super cute. And then, of course, I had to make, I think the following year I made the train station, which uses a lot of ingots for a chocolate little base and, just lots of little frosty little details.
And is that some video characters that you included? I haven't seen a lot of those in build.
No one seems to see them anymore. Yeah, that was sort of a last minute thing because I guess, gingerbread men are really popular and so they're super expensive. So I'm like, okay, well, I got these guys and they're definitely not popular. So, yeah, they kind of fit the tone, the Ice Cream Man specifically, so I just kind of threw him in there. But, this is something I'm really happy to bring to public displays and not just like outside my sister's Christmas tree because, it's really fun for the public to kind of see and see all the characters and something that is really not standard at a Lego convention. You might see sort of gingerbread, at least to this crazy degree, this commit degree. So yeah.
That's what I love about your work, though. You bring very well done, a lot of unique things as well that just elevate the builds to the next level. So with the video stuff there, have you found uses for any of the other pieces in that series, like you referenced? So it certainly hasn't sold very well, but I'm sure there are uses for some of those pieces.
There probably are. I have not found them. I mean, there's uses for the characters, but actually, I did find a use for one of the. Don't tell anyone, but I found a use for the 1x5 plate. I think it's blasphemous, but don't, they should never exist. But it was useful in that one instance. Yeah, so.
I'll keep an eye on and see if anybody else comes up with anything for it.
Let me know.
Another great part of this layout is your tree design. And obviously, you have these sprinkled throughout. Gingerbread trees like this. The cutout design is very iconic. So you've got a few variations on it. Talk about kind of how you tackled those.
Yeah, so of course you really want sort of that. You want it to be a cookie, and so it's got to be two-dimensional. And so I do have a couple different designs here. I've got sort of the standard small size, and then we've got the dark brown chocolate ones. And I do have one super fancy one where it's like 4. Which, I don't like building them because it uses the amount of 2 trees, and I need like a giant forest. And so every time I make one, I'm like, okay, well, the forest got smaller. But, just really fun cookie. It looks really great as sort of just, again, a setup is something like your grandma might set up. It's some kind of almost like a store-bought thing where you could just, throw this out on a table.
Yeah, this is the Hallmark layout right here.
It's purposefully tacky, and that's what I love about it.
And you use kind of animal horn pieces as the icing on the sides?
Yeah, those are elephant tusks, old school elephant tusks or animal tails. Just to really get the swoops in there, lots of animal pieces, and they're all actually built upside down, studs down rather, which I guess is sort of unique. Sort of get the angle, because there's a lot of arch pieces that don't exist in sort of the medium nougat color, which is primarily used for the gingerbread.
And there's even smaller details I want to make sure we point out. Like you've got the skiing gingerbread character.
I put the skis in, so I didn't make the lift, so they're gonna have to trudge up the mountain. But just a lot of stuff, and especially like I have like a dog there. It's the same colors as gingerbread. Like okay, it's a gingerbread dog now, so that works out. One of my little favorite details here is a little ice cream cart used as a custom minifigure by Citizen Brick. He's got a cute little spoon to hold up the umbrella. Lots of fun details. We've got a little truck with a gingerbread man who's apparently like hunting the Cookie Monster, which makes sense.
This story really took a turn there.
It did make a turn, yeah. There's a lot of dark underbelly to this gingerbread display.
And then even over here, you've got the penguin and the little like lamp post area with that very colorful carriage in the back.
I'm kind of cribbing off Narnia right there with that lamp post. Just again, lots of cute little vehicles. Once when I started to fill out the forest, I got to come up with stuff to put in there, and so to have brown chocolate horses kind of works out. It's just a great use of changing kind of what a part was, standard, and making it colorful and tasty.
So is there anything else you want to tackle in the gingerbread style in the future then?
Oh yes, there's so many things. I need to make a giant. The next step is I'm going to make a giant, like 2-foot tall, fancy Christmas tree.
Okay.
And then there might be like a Ferris wheel or something in the future. And a couple other things. You're going to see some crazy stuff at Chicago. So watch out. It's going to be tasty. Yeah. So.
We'll look forward to that then. Thank you so much for taking us through the whole layout here. It is very unique, and I can't wait to see what you add in the future. Appreciate it.
Thank you.